Hello friends and welcome to the daily current affairs session. So today is Thursday and I, Snigdha, will be taking the current affairs related to your international relations part. Okay, so today we are going to discuss a very important topic from your exam perspective. Whether you are preparing for UPSC, state civil services or any other examination, this topic of India-Bangladesh relations is going to be very important for your preparation and for your examination. Okay? So I would request all of you to listen to this discussion very carefully and also make proper notes out of this discussion. ठीक है, सिर्फ सुनते रहना और कुछ नहीं लिखना will not provide you the appropriate outcomes that you want from this session. Listen to the discussion properly, and whatever you understand and whatever key points are given in this discussion, do make notes out of it. Do not just wait for the PPT, make some effort on your own. That will, be better for you. Right, so let's get into the discussion. We will discuss all the required details of India-Bangladesh relations, starting from how India and Bangladesh relations evolved, what are the key points, areas of cooperation, what are the major irritants or issues that the two countries are facing, and what can they do forward. And also, we have seen, आपने newspapers में पढ़ा होगा that recently Bangladeshi Prime Minister, she visited India. She was on a 3-day visit to India, and a lot of agreements and understandings have also been signed or initiated. We will also briefly discuss those developments. Right. Now let's begin the discussion. So before we start discussing India and Bangladesh, I want you all to properly check the location of the area that we are going to discuss. Right, Bangladesh is a very close land neighbor of India. So you can see in this picture, this is the great India, and to its east we have Bangladesh. Right, so this is the area of our discussion, wait. This is the area that we are going to discuss today, India and Bangladesh. Right. So this is a very important neighborhood for India from all the perspectives, economic, security, and every other detail that we will discuss in the coming few minutes, right? So this is a very important area for India, and this relationship also holds great relevance for India. How that we will see forward, right? Now, so as I told you that the relationship holds a very great importance, not just for India, for Bangladesh also. India is a very relevant partner, right? So as you can see the statement from Bangladeshi Prime Minister herself, Ms. Sheikh Hasina, she has described it, India as one of the most important and closest neighbor of Bangladesh. ठीक है, इंडिया के लिए बांग्लादेश बहुत रेलिवेंट है, कैसे वो हम डिटेल में डिस्कस करेंगे, बट बांग्लादेश के लिए भी इंडिया उतना ही रेलिवेंट है. सो इस स्टेटमेंट से यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड द लेवल ऑफ रेलिवेंस दैट इज levied by both the nations on each other's relationship, right? Now, see, so first of all, let's discuss in detail that what is the relevance of Bangladesh for India. So there are 3 key pillars that India relies on Bangladesh for, right? इन 3 चीज़ों की वजह से India holds great relevance in Bangladesh. The very first reason is India's Act East policy. You might have heard about this term a lot in the news, Act East policy. It is basically India's endeavor to better its relations with the East Asian nations. ठीक है, तो जैसे आप countries like Myanmar, Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, all these relationship countries that lie to the east of India, India wants to have good relationships with these countries so that India can boost trade, investments, and all other benefits that India can leverage. For that, India has introduced this policy, Act East policy, that it needs to act on some concrete measures to have good relationships with these East Asian nations. ठीक है, दैट इज बेसिकली एक्ट इंडियाज एक्ट ईस्ट पॉलिसी। कुछ ऐसे कंक्रीट मेजर्स लिए जाएं जिससे ईस्ट एशियन नेशंस के साथ रिलेशनशिप्स जो हैं वो आगे बढ़ सके हर फील्ड में, ट्रेड हो, इन्वेस्टमेंट हो, पॉलिटिकल लेवल पे हो, कल्चरल लेवल पे हो, एक्सचेंजेस हों पीपल के, टीचर्स के, स्टूडेंट्स के, all that is being focused. Now, to promote, to realize, to make this policy successful, India needs Bangladesh to a great extent. As you can see in this map, right? Check this map. This is India, this is Bangladesh. These are all the East Asian nations that we are talking about, to which India wants to get connected by the Act East policy, right? Now, to reach these nations, Bangladesh is an important pillar for India to reach all these nations through its Act East policy. ठीक है, अगर इंडिया को कनेक्ट बनाना है इन कंट्रीज के साथ तो बांग्लादेश भी एक इम्पॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करेगा. It's true that India can connect to these regions directly also, but via Bangladesh also India has great potential to take India's ties with these countries as well as with Bangladesh to great heights. ठीक है, तो अपनी एक्ट ईस्ट पॉलिसी को रियलाइज करने के लिए, सक्सेसफुल बनाने के लिए इंडिया को बांग्लादेश की ज़रूरत है. जैसे कि आप सोच सकते हैं दैट इंडिया वांट्स टू कनेक्ट टू लेट्स से थाईलैंड थ्रू रोड रूट, राइट? अपना ट्रेड वगैरह, टूरिज्म वगैरह रोड्स के थ्रू दे वांट टू कनेक्ट इंडिया एंड थाईलैंड. फॉर दैट दे विल नीड बांग्लादेश टू पास थ्रू, right? So Bangladesh is an important limb for India to make its Act East policy successful, right? So this is the first point of relevance for India with regard to Bangladesh, right? Now, the second important relevance of Bangladesh for India, and this is one of the very important points of all to be considered, that is connectivity of Northeast India. कनेक्टिविटी टुवर्ड्स नॉर्थ ईस्ट इंडिया. आप ये देखिए कि इंडिया के जो नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न स्टेट्स हैं, लुक एट दिस मैप प्लीज. इंडिया की जो नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न स्टेट्स हैं, दे आर कनेक्टेड टू द रेस्ट ऑफ इंडिया. ये रेस्ट ऑफ इंडिया है, दिस इज द नॉर्थ ईस्ट ऑफ इंडिया, राइट? जैसे आपकी असम, अरुणाचल प्रदेश, मिजोरम, नागालैंड, मणिपुर, त्रिपुरा, all these states are connected to the mainland India or the rest of the India through this small corridor, through this small area that is called as the Siliguri corridor, also known as the Chicken's Neck. Chicken's Neck, right? Just to try to understand this point, see, this is India, and always use maps in your answers whenever you are writing. Right, this is the rough map of India. You can say this is Bangladesh, right? So like we were seeing in this map, this is similar to that, right? There we have Nepal, here we have Bhutan, right? Now you see, India is connected to its northeast through this small corridor. ठीक है, इंडिया में से अगर किसी को, मेनलैंड इंडिया में से अगर किसी को किसी भी नॉर्थ ईस्ट इंडियन स्टेट से कनेक्ट करना है फॉर ट्रेड, फॉर एजुकेशन, फॉर टूरिज्म, किसी भी पर्पस के लिए, इफ यू वांट टू रीच नॉर्थ ईस्ट, यू हैव ओनली दिस स्मॉल एरिया टू पास थ्रू, राइट? नाउ इसके इश्यूज क्या है, दैट द ज्योग्राफी हेयर इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट ऑफ दिस एरिया, राइट? ये बहुत ही डिफ़िकल्ट एरिया है ट्रैवर्स करने के लिए, बहुत ही पतला या स्मॉल एरिया है ट्रैवर्स करने के लिए, फॉर बिकॉज ऑफ विच टेकिंग ट्रेड थ्रू दिस एरिया इज़ वेरी डिफ़िकल्ट. ऑल्सो देर इज़ ऑलवेज अ सिक्योरिटी थ्रेट फ्रॉम चाइना दैट इज़ देयर, कि अगर चाइना ने किसी दिन इस छोटे से चिकन नेक पे कब्जा कर लिया फॉर एनी रीज़न, ऑल्दो इंडिया हैज़ लॉट ऑफ पोटेंशियल टू प्रिवेंट दिस, बट इन एनी केस इफ चाइना comes and acquires this area, India will be totally disconnected from its northeastern parts. India will be totally disconnected from this northeastern part. ठीक है, तो मतलब इस एरिया का इंडिया को नॉर्थ ईस्ट से कनेक्ट करने के लिए वी आर डिपेंडेंट ऑन दिस सिंगुलर small strip of land or land area that you can say, and this raises lot of concerns for India, right? ट्रेड इंडिया का बूस्ट नहीं हो पा रहा, नॉर्थ ईस्ट जो है इतना डेवलप नहीं हो पा रहा, चाइना का थ्रेट हमेशा बना रहता है, राइट? इंडिया इज नॉट एबल टू कनेक्ट प्रॉपरली विद इट्स नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न पार्ट, right? Now what is the solution or alternative to this chicken's neck? The solution or the alternative is to pass through Bangladesh to reach different states of northeast, right? To pass via Bangladesh to reach the entire northeast. ठीक है, अगर इंडिया के रिलेशंस बांग्लादेश के साथ बहुत अच्छे होंगे तो इंडिया अपनी सारी नॉर्थ ईस्ट स्टेट से इंडिया कैन कनेक्ट टू ऑल इट्स नॉर्थ ईस्ट स्टेट्स बाय पासिंग थ्रू बांग्लादेश. इंडिया कैन मेक रेलवेज, इंडिया कैन मेक रोडवेज, इंडिया कैन ऑल्सो यूज वाटरवेज टू रीच डिफरेंट पीपल, डिफरेंट states that are part of the northeastern India that are difficult to reach through the current mode of transportation, that is the Chicken's Neck or Siliguri corridor. Right, ये point समझ आया? So Bangladesh is again very important for India because Bangladesh provides an alternative for India to connect with the northeast states. Right, I hope you are understanding. If you have any doubt you can type in the comment box, I will try to address your issues. Right, ये points बहुत important है, कभी भी आपसे पूछा जा सकता है. Whenever there is a question on India Bangladesh it can be asked, and also you should know why is Bangladesh so important for us, right? Why do we lay significance in India Bangladesh relationship? So these are the three main points of consideration, although there are many other reasons also जो हम आगे discuss करेंगे, but these are the three key imperatives, you can say, important needs of India with regard to Bangladesh. Right, now the third relevance of Bangladesh for India is security. ठीक है, सो आप देखिए कि इंडिया को डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ सिक्योरिटी थ्रेट्स टाइम टू टाइम फेस करने पड़ते हैं. इंडिया फेसेस थ्रेट्स ऑफ टेररिज्म, ऑफ इंसर्जेंसी, स्पेशली इन नॉर्थ ईस्ट. आपने नॉर्थ ईस्ट में इंसर्जेंसी के बारे में बहुत पढ़ा होगा. देर आर डिफरेंट ग्रुप्स इन नॉर्थ ईस्ट दैट वांट टू गेट दैट वांट टू पार्ट वेज अवे फ्रॉम इंडिया. Right, so they make themselves into these insurgent groups and they keep raising voice against India. ठीक है, इन सब सिक्योरिटी थ्रेट्स से फाइट करने के लिए we need बांग्लादेश also, right? ताकि सी टेररिज्म जो है बांग्लादेशी सॉइल से इमर्ज ना हो पाए, right? There are many countries that are hosting terrorist activities that are harming India's interest. So Bangladesh is one such nations that India relies on to maintain its security. ठीक है, नॉर्थ ईस्ट के इंसर्जेंट्स भी हैं जो वो भाग के बांग्लादेश में शरण ले लेते थे, पुराने टाइम में ये होता था. अब बांग्लादेशी गवर्नमेंट हैज़ हेल्प्ड अ लॉट इन फाइटिंग दिस इंसर्जेंसी. सो इन दैट वे ऑल्सो द सिक्योरिटी ऑफ इंडिया इंटरनल बाउंड्री इज बीइंग मेंटेन्ड. Right, so to protect itself from various kinds of threats that can arise from across the borders or from within India, India needs Bangladesh to fight some of these threats. Terrorism को check करना, insurgency को check करना, drug trafficking and all that stuff. So for that reasons also India lays a lot of significance on its relationships with Bangladesh. Right, so these are the three key points. Make a note of them and try to remember them, or maps भी जहाँ बना सकते हैं, try to make the maps also in your answers. That will fetch you more marks. Right, now let's discuss each and every aspect of India Bangladesh relations. कैसे ये relations शुरू होके आज तक they have grown to a deep relationship, a deep partnership between two countries, how that has happened, and in various sectors how the two countries are cooperating with each other, that we will see here. Right, now let's first start from the history itself. So India and Bangladesh have been connected to each other for a long time in the past. Even before Bangladesh was constituted as an independent nation, India had a very great relationship with the people of this area. ठीक है, तो आप में से कैन यू पीपल टेल मी दैट व्हाट वाज बांग्लादेश बिफोर इट बिकेम एन इट इमर्ज्ड आउट एज एन इंडिपेंडेंट नेशन, राइट? बता सकते हैं आप? Type in the comments box if you can tell me that how, what was Bangladesh before it became an independent nation. Yes, yes, very right. Tika Akshay Shranay, very right. So जब बांग्लादेश नहीं बना था, it was actually Pakistan, part of Pakistan, which we knew as East Pakistan. इस तरफ you had East Pakistan, इस तरफ you had West Pakistan, which we today know as Pakistan. ठीक है? So after India's partition, this area went to Pakistan, right? And it came to be known as East Pakistan. राइट, सो ये एरिया बेसिकली इंडिया का ही पार्ट था, एज यू कैन नो, जैसे कि पार्टीशन से पहले बंगाली उर्दू स्पीकिंग पॉपुलेशन यूज टू लिव हेयर. सो जैसे आप असम, वेस्ट बंगाल में आज कल्चर देखते हैं, मोस्ट ऑफ द कल्चर प्रैक्टिसेस, all those were followed by the people of this area and are still followed by the people of this area. Right, so this area has cultural links with India since, you know, even before the formation of Bangladesh. ठीक है, बांग्लादेश बनने से पहले ही हमारे रिलेशनशिप विद द पीपल ऑफ दिस लैंड हैव स्टार्टेड. ठीक है, सो कॉमन फूड आइटम्स, कॉमन लैंग्वेज, उर्दू हमारी भी शेड्यूल्ड लैंग्वेज है एंड दे हैव इट एज देयर नेशनल लैंग्वेज ऑल्सो. वी ऑल्सो हैव बंगाली कल्चर, दे ऑल्सो फॉलो टू लार्ज एक्सटेंट द बंगाली कल्चर. ऑल्सो यू माइट हैव हर्ड दैट the national anthem of both the nations, that is India and now Bangladesh, has been written by one same personality. Can you tell me that important personality who has written the national anthems of both the places without checking the internet? Try to tell this. Right, so that also shows the cultural connect between both the lands and the people of both the lands. Yes, Abhishek, right. राइट श्रेया, राइट. सो इट वॉज रविंद्रनाथ टैगोर. ऑब्वियसली अगर आपको इंडिया का पता है, यू विल नो यू कैन टेल द बांग्लादेशी राइटर ऑल्सो व्हेन बोथ आर सेम. So Rabindranath Tagore, he wrote our national anthem also, and he also gave the national anthem of Bangladesh. These are just the examples to show you that how India and Bangladesh have had strong historical linkages, whether you see in the field of literature, whether you see in the field of music, art, history. Everywhere the two nations and the people of the two nations have had lot of similarities and linkages. ब्रिटिश रूल के अंडर दोनों ही जगहों के लोगों ने सेम एक्सपीरियंस को फेस किया, सेम एक्सप्लॉयटेशन को फेस किया. Right, so the links between the two nations have had, you know, strong connectivity since even before the formation of Bangladesh. And in the formation of Bangladesh itself, that is in 1971, with the Bangladesh Liberation War, the bilateral links boomed even further. ठीक है, post independent, you know, before pre-independent India had great relations with Bangladesh or the people of this area. Then in 1971, when actually Bangladesh was, you know, came into picture, at that time India helped Bangladesh in getting its independence or freedom from the exploitative behavior of the West Pakistan. हमने आपको बताया at partition West Pakistan and Pakistan was created. This area used to dominate over the you know, political, cultural, economic setup of this area. So these people felt exploited, ignored and treated unequal, right? Because of that reason, they started asking for their independence and getting free from this exploitative rule. And in that process, India helped a lot. the Bangladeshis, and since then India has had very strong relations with Bangladesh. तो जब से बांग्लादेश लिबरेशन वॉर में इंडिया ने सपोर्ट किया है, since then India has had very strong relationships with the people of Bangladesh. ठीक है, so that is how the two countries are strongly related and connected to each other, right? Even आपको पता है कि 1991 में the world saw liberalization principles getting implemented in different regions. हर country adopted some form of liberalization. They started expanding their trade. They started connecting with the rest of the world. So there also the relationship boosted when both the countries started focusing on promoting trade, investments, flow of goods and services from each other. ठीक है, so basically if you are asked anytime about India-Bangladesh relations, you should know that India has had a very strong past with the Bangladeshi people, the people of this land, right? So that is what this point talks about, right? So historically the links have been very strong. Now let's see the relationship on the political level. ठीक है, if you have been following my videos, I have told you कि political level पे relationships अगर आपको देखने हैं, you will have to see the kind of relationship that the leadership of the two countries shares, the high level visits that happen, the number of summits that they conduct, the frequency and the regularity of the summits, the outcomes of the summits, how they are implemented. ठीक है, तो आप इंडिया बांग्लादेश में देखिए that regular summits, regular meetings at high level happen regularly in a year or every year. जैसे आप देख सकते हैं in this picture, even during COVID when there was no direct summits or real summits could happen, at that time we were also connecting via virtual summits, right? So political level पे there is lot of seriousness that is being laid to the bilateral relationship. जो दोनों countries के leaders हैं, चाहे prime minister हों, चाहे foreign secretaries हों, चाहे finance secretaries हो, at every level we are trying to cooperate with each other, sit with each other to provide a lot of cooperation and all the challenges that the relationship is facing. Right, so political level पे भी the relationship is very strong. The leadership of both the countries are interested in taking the relationship forward. They conduct regular summits, regular meetings and implement the outcomes or the decisions taken at those summits, right? And further, if you want to see the type of political relation they share, the two countries share, you can also see the example, you can also consider the example of the famous land boundary agreement. Land boundary agreement, right? This map shows जैसे बहुत सारे Bangladeshi areas थे that actually fell in Indian territory. There are many areas that belong to India but they fell in Bangladeshi territory. Such areas were known as enclaves. Enclaves, ठीक है, इंडिया का एरिया बट लोकेटेड इन बांग्लादेश, बांग्लादेश के एरियाज लोकेटेड इन इंडियन टेरिटरी, राइट? सो बहुत कन्फ्यूजन एंड कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स होते रहते थे. बहुत सारे बांग्लादेशी पीपल दे वर लिविंग इन इंडियन टेरिटरी एंड इंडियन पीपल इन बांग्लादेश. सो कनेक्ट में मूवमेंट में बहुत इश्यूज होते थे. सो द टू कंट्रीज, द लीडरशिप ऑफ टू कंट्रीज, दे डिसाइडेड टू सिट टुगेदर, रीच आउट एट एन अग्रीमेंट to exchange such territories. जो इंडिया के enclaves थे in Bangladesh, they were given to India, and Bangladesh के जो enclaves थे इंडिया में, they were given back to Bangladesh, right? So इससे क्या है, that shows how the leadership at the political level, they are trying to iron out their differences and to set up a cooperative environment for both countries. ठीक है, so this is a very great example of the strong political ties that India and Bangladesh share, right? The land boundary agreement, right? So this is how the two countries have been cooperating. You can also consider the example of Joint River Commission. So there are a lot of rivers that are passing through both the countries. So rivers के related disputes को manage करने के लिए और river water को effectively share करने के लिए the two countries have established joint river commission, right? This is also an initiative to promote cooperation and resolve conflicts, right? So this initiative also shows the level of seriousness that is there at the political level to take the relationship forward. ठीक है, so ये सारे points you can use to show how the relationship at the political level between the two nations are very strong, right? Now, yes, Abhishek, right? Yes, at that time we had Indira Gandhi government in 1971 who was instrumental in the Bangladesh liberation war, right? Yes, right? 111 enclaves from India and 51 from Bangladesh, right? So that is how the political relationships have been. ठीक है, 2 points हम discuss कर चुके हैं, how historically the two nations are linked and how at political level the two nations have been trying to make their relationships very strong, that we have seen here. Now let's move to the next limb of cooperation. The next limb of cooperation, that is the economic cooperation. ठीक है, इकोनॉमिक लेवल पे दोनों कंट्रीज के रिलेशनशिप्स कैसे रहे हैं, दैट वी विल सी हियर, राइट? सो नाउ सी द इकोनॉमिक रिलेशनशिप हैज आल्सो बीन वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग, राइट? इंडिया और बांग्लादेश में ट्रेड इज ह्यूज. बांग्लादेश इज इवन वन ऑफ द लार्जेस्ट ट्रेड पार्टनर ऑफ इंडिया इन द साउथ एशियन रीजन. ठीक है, साउथ एशिया में जितनी भी कंट्रीज हैं उनमें से बांग्लादेश इज द लीडिंग ट्रेड पार्टनर फॉर इंडिया. इंडिया इन्वेस्ट्स अ लॉट ऑफ मनी इन बांग्लादेश ऑल्सो. इंडिया में जैसे कंपनीज लाइक एयरटेल, सीएट टायर्स आपने सुना होगा. सो देर आर मेनी सच कंट्री कंपनीज ऑफ इंडिया दैट आर मेकिंग देयर इन्वेस्टमेंट्स इन बांग्लादेश एंड प्रोवाइडिंग प्रोडक्ट्स, गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज टू बांग्लादेश. सो दोनों कंट्रीज को फायदा होता है, बांग्लादेश को गुड्स एंड सर्विसेज मिलती हैं, इंडिया को बिजनेस मिलता है, राइट? सो इकोनॉमिक लेवल पे दे आर कोऑपरेटिंग वाया ट्रेड, दे आर कोऑपरेटिंग बाय मेकिंग investments in each other's territory, mostly India providing funding or investments towards Bangladeshi development. Railways construct karna hai, roadways, schools and all other aspects. India is putting a lot of money in Bangladesh, helping both the nations, right? Then an important area of economic cooperation is medical tourism. This is an innovative point. Please make a note of it. दोनों कंट्रीज मेडिकल टूरिज्म के सेक्टर में भी बहुत कोऑपरेट कर रही हैं. एज यू नो, इंडिया इज़ वन ऑफ अ लीडिंग कंट्री इन प्रोवाइडिंग मेडिकल सर्विसेज टू द वर्ल्ड. सो इंडिया की स्टेट्स लाइक चेन्नई, दे आर डूइंग वेरी वेल इन अट्रैक्टिंग द मेडिकल टूरिस्ट. सो बहुत से देशों में से पीपल कम टू गेट चीप बट क्वालिटी medical services in India, especially in Chennai, and that is where Bangladesh is also one of the major beneficiary of the tourism medical services that are provided by India. तो जितने भी मेडिकल टूरिस्ट हैं उसमें से आप कह सकते हैं इंडिया में जितने भी मेडिकल टूरिस्ट आते हैं मेजॉरिटी दे कम फ्रॉम बांग्लादेश. Even Bangladeshi government has opened some diplomatic services in Chennai also to support the medical patients that are coming from Bangladesh to take benefits of the services provided by India, right? So उस तरीके से India is getting a lot of business from Bangladesh and Bangladesh is getting quality but cheap medical services in India, right? So this also forms an important limb of the cooperation, right? Then the next area of economic cooperation is energy security or electricity. ठीक है, Bangladesh is a nation that needs energy to meet its various needs, right? And it depends on India. India provides a lot of energy needs to Bangladesh. India invests money also in its thermal plants or other energy projects. India also supplies गैस एंड ऑल दैट टू बांग्लादेश. तो एनर्जी के सेक्टर में भी the two countries are cooperating in a serious manner, benefiting from this cooperation with each other. Yes, Abhishek, electricity or energy security they are cooperating in, right? So इसीलिए economic cooperation between the two countries has also been very strong. Different areas में they are cooperating to bolster or strengthen their relationship. ठीक है? So the third important limb of the relationship is the economic cooperation, right? Now next area, the security collaboration. Already I have told you some about this, right? So देखिए past में क्या होता था, if you talk about 1980s 90s या even 2000, 21st century में भी there were many insurgents, there are still many insurgents that are there in the northeastern part of India. So they, when they are hiding from Indian security forces, they go to different nations like Bangladesh, they cross the borders and they take, shelter in these foreign lands क्योंकि वहाँ Indian police नहीं जा सकती. So India used to face a lot of threat from these insurgents who used to hide out in these countries like Bangladesh, Bhutan, etc. So here Bangladesh and its government under Sheikh Hasina, they helped a lot in curbing the levels of insurgency that was emerging from this northeastern land. तो उन्होंने किसी इंसर्जेंट को अपने एरिया में शरण नहीं दी. They did not give any shelter to any insurgents. Even they helped Indian police in catching these insurgents. Similar is the case with terrorists. As I have told you, terrorists different countries में जाके अपने shelters they create and try to attack on India. So here Sheikh Hasina's government, they took a proactive measure in preventing such terrorist activities to take place against India from Bangladeshi soil. ठीक है, उन्होंने ऐसे कोई टेररिस्ट कैंप्स यहाँ पे एस्टैब्लिश नहीं होने दिए. कोई भी लोग कोई भी टेररिस्ट ग्रुप्स दैट दे वांटेड टू कंडक्ट देयर एक्टिविटीज अगेंस्ट इंडिया फ्रॉम बांग्लादेश, दैट वाज नॉट अलाउड टू हैपन बाय शेख हसीना गवर्नमेंट. रादर इट वाज प्रोएक्टिवली curbed by the Bangladeshi government. Right? So security के field में भी the countries have been cooperating, especially India has been benefiting a lot. Bangladesh को भी benefit होता है. India provides intelligence reports regarding various security threats that Bangladesh can face. ठीक है, latest technology. India is also providing know-how. Joint exercises होती हैं. Can you tell me one joint exercise that is being held between the military or navy of India and Bangladesh? Tell me one such exercise that they jointly are taking. So in exercises का motive ही ये होता है कि दोनों forces एक दूसरे की practices से they can learn from each other's experiences. They could share their exercise Milan. Yes, right, Shreya. Exercise Milan is being conducted between the navies of the two countries. And Abhishek is saying Maitri. Are you sure that there is such exercise between the two nations? There are others also, if you can remember that. So these exercises, they help the two countries to learn from each other. Yes, Shreya, right again. Sampriti is another exercise that is being taken by the two countries. So दोनों countries एक दूसरे की security level पे भी बहुत मदद कर रही हैं. So security के field में भी security के pillar पे भी the two countries are cooperating in great way. Information sharing, in catching criminals. बांग्लादेश government ने बहुत सारे criminals को जो इंडिया के soil से भाग के आते हैं उनको भी पकड़ने में इंडिया की बहुत सहायता की है. बहुत सारे terrorists, insurgents, all these kinds of criminals that try to take shelter in Bangladesh have been nabbed by the Bangladeshi police and have been handed over to India. Right? So in that way also the two countries are collaborating on a strong basis. right? So this is again a very strong area. Then the people to people connect, the next level of cooperation at the people to people level. The relationship between the, people living in the two territories is also very strong. अब देखिए, there are a lot of people that are migrating from Bangladesh to have good economic opportunities in India. So they are, they look forward for coming to India to get good economic opportunities, good schooling, good colleges, right? Lot of tourism also emerges from Bangladesh towards India, right? So at that level also we are connecting with each other. Then there is cricket, as you can see in this picture. Cricket is one connecting point between the two nations. हमारे बहुत सारे इंडिया में लोग हैं that are, fans of Bangladeshi cricketers also. Bangladesh में also people are fans of Indian cricket, right? So in that way also the people find a common ground to connect with each other. Cricket provides that common ground for connect between the two, people of two areas. Then there are movies from India that are watched very famously in Bangladesh. Indian cinema is famous in lot of nations. Afghanistan की भी हमने बात की थी, Central Asia, right? In that way Bangladesh is also relish Indian movies and Indian cinema, so that also provide a connecting point. Then there are a lot of scholarship and training programs that are provided by Indian government to Bangladeshis, and even some बांग्लादेशी प्रोग्राम्स आर देयर फॉर इंडियंस, ठीक है? तो जैसे एक बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट प्रोग्राम है मुक्ति योद्धा स्कॉलरशिप स्कीम that is being provided by India to the Bangladeshi people, ठीक है? ऐसे ही आयुष के अंडर, आयुष प्रोग्राम के अंडर, आयुष मिशन के अंडर वी आर प्रोवाइडिंग लॉट ऑफ स्कॉलरशिप्स, ठीक है, राइट? ऐसे ही ICCR, इंडियन काउंसिल फॉर कल्चरल रिलेशंस, right? It is also providing a lot of scholarships. So in different programs and in different ways, India is providing training and scholarship programs to the Bangladeshi students and youth, right? So in that way also we are helping the people of Bangladesh to grow in a productive manner. So that is why also Bangladeshi people have a lot of positive sentiment for India, ठीक है? सो जो पीपल के बीच में हमारे अंदर दूसरी कंट्री को लेके कैसी भावना है, दैट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू डिफाइन द रिलेशनशिप ऑफ द टू कंट्रीज. अब अगर कभी भी आप पाकिस्तान का नाम लो, you would not have any positive thoughts that will be coming to your mind. So that also defines the relationship at the ministerial level. India और पाकिस्तान का relationship at higher level will be also like that. But now जब Bangladeshi people, they are benefiting a lot by connecting with India and Indians, they have a lot of positive feelings towards us. So the government of Bangladesh will also try to strengthen the relationships more, ठीक है? So इसीलिए this people to people connect is very important for the two countries, and it has been doing very well for the two countries till now. Oh, I'm sorry if I have posted a wrong picture, right? So just a pictorial representation, you get the point, right? That is important, right? The next limb of cooperation is in the disaster management sector. Again, you see both the countries face different kind of disasters. Cyclone hota hai, earthquake also can happen. Cyclones are a regular phenomena, so a lot of devastation happens because of these disasters. So there also India has been collaborating with Bangladesh on a higher level. Relief packages we send, we provide aid also. If there is any cyclone, जैसे past में there was a cyclone named Sidar that affected the Bangladeshi population a lot. So India at that time provided a lot of aid and relief to the Bangladeshi people, right? So India now provides information sharing on these disasters and all, right? So different ways, may by providing money, relief, rescue forces, India has been helping Bangladesh in managing different kind of disasters, right? So at this level also we are cooperating in a great way, right? Then next last but not the least is the cooperation that we see on the regional level, multilateral level. ठीक है, different groupings are there that are being formed by the two countries to take their relationships forward. ठीक है, तो BIMSTEC हो, SARC हो, different groupings के through the two countries are trying to boost their relationships. Right, recently we have also introduced BBIN, that is, can you tell me which are the countries involved in BBIN? There also the two, India and Bangladesh, they are cooperating to take the transportation or the connectivity facilities forward between the two countries. India का flagship program है ये International Solar Alliance, spearheaded by India and Indian Prime Minister PM Modi. There also Bangladesh has provided its support to this solar alliance. Then UNSC में India is trying to get some reforms passed in UNSC and also claiming for permanent membership seat in UNSC. At all those levels, Bangladesh is helping India. Right, so different grouping, regional multi-level groupings में Bangladesh is cooperating with India to ensure Indian interests. Right, yes, Pratima, yeah, Shrayan, right, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Nepal, India, right. So these four countries, they're trying to connect with each other through various infrastructure projects, right. Yes, Shrayan, very good point. The two countries are also cooperating in the space sector. स्पेस सेक्टर में भी द टू कंट्रीज आर कोऑपरेटिंग. आप और भी पॉइंट सोच सकते हैं. देयर इज कोऑपरेशन ऑन द लेवल ऑफ मैनेजिंग द वाइल्ड लाइफ ऑल्सो. ठीक है, सो फ्री कॉरिडोर्स, टाइगर कॉरिडोर हैज बीन कंस्ट्रक्टेड बिटवीन दीज नेशंस इंक्लूडिंग अदर्स ऑल्सो. राइट, सो डिफरेंट लेवल पे द कंट्रीज आर कोऑपरेटिंग. आई हैव कवर्ड सम ऑफ द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स. यू कैन ऑलवेज एड मोर पॉइंट्स टू दिस डिस्कशन व्हेनेवर यू सी इन एनी आर्टिकल और न्यूज़पेपर. स्पेस में भी इंडिया इज हेल्पिंग बांग्लादेश अ लॉट इन वेरियस वेज. राइट, उनको इंफॉर्मेशन प्रोवाइड करना, स्पेस टेक्नोलॉजी के थ्रू असिस्ट करना, all that is also happening. Right, so this is the entire picture of India Bangladesh relations. Very important, please make the notes out of this discussion. As I have already told you, ये 3 points of relevance भी लिखिए, and then all the limbs of the India Bangladesh relationship. This is again an example of the strong ties that the two nations have. तो जब when Bangladesh commemorated 2020 as the year of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. ठीक है, सो बांग्लादेश की फ्रीडम में, इंडिपेंडेंस में एक लीडर जिन्होंने बहुत इम्पॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले किया, शेख मुजिबुर रहमान, जो कि करंट बांग्लादेशी प्राइम मिनिस्टर शेख हसीना के फादर हैं. Right, so to respect this personality is very dear to Bangladeshi people because he was instrumental in creating an independent Bangladesh. Right, so इनकी 100th birth anniversary को commemorate करने के लिए 2020 को मुजीब वर्षो के नाम से सेलिब्रेट किया गया. दैट इज मुजीब्स ईयर. Right, so उस साल में India also as a token of respect and relevance towards Bangladesh, India launched this stamp, right, commemorating Bangladesh's important leader, that is Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Right, so this just shows what kind of relevance the two countries lay on each other's relationship. उधर से शेख हसीना कहती हैं that India is a very the most important and closest neighbor of Bangladesh, and उधर से India is launching such stamps showing its the relevance that it lays on the bilateral relationship. ठीक है, so all these points you can use in your answers whenever there is a question on India Bangladesh. Right, now वही, what is the relevance of India for Bangladesh? अगर आपसे पूछूं, you can always tell all these discussion points that we have. Bangladesh is getting lot of goods or trade from India. Bangladesh is getting lot of money, investments flow of capital from India. Bangladesh gets energy security from India. India उनको thermal plant setup करने में help कर रहा है. Gas supply and in all other ways possible, India is trying to help Bangladesh in its energy security. राइट स्पेस के सेक्टर में कोऑपरेशन, इन्वायरमेंट के सेक्टर में, डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट के सेक्टर में. सो इन ऑल द पॉसिबल वेज दैट वी हैव डिस्कस्ड एंड इवन नॉट डिस्कस्ड, बांग्लादेश सीज लॉट ऑफ रेलेवेंस इन इंडिया. ठीक है, इंडिया के लिए वो 3 रेलेवेंस के पॉइंट्स हैं, बट बांग्लादेश सिंस इट्स मूविंग टूवर्ड्स डेवलपिंग कंट्री स्टेटस, इट नीड्स इंडियाज असिस्टेंस इन वेरियस वेज. राइट, now हमने the strengths, the points of cooperation we have discussed, but there are several issues also that the two countries are facing, right? So those issues we will discuss here, right? The very first issue is related to the borders, right? So see, India and Bangladesh have a land boundary of more than 3000 kilometer. Lands के through they are connected, you know, to across 3000 kilometers. So इस पूरे border में there are a lot of points that give lot of way for very illegal activities, for some illegal activities I mean, right, for some, you know, activities that are not in the interest of both the nations, right? So that is why the porous borders, porous का क्या मतलब है, देखिए सारे जो 3000 किलोमीटर है सारी जगह फेंसिंग नहीं हुई है, सारी जगह बॉर्डर मार्किंग नहीं हो पाई है. There are rivers also that are running, there are difficult terrains, so to guard such large border it is not possible. So there are a lot of illegal activities that happen, like smuggling of cattle. बहुत बार न्यूज़ में आपने सुना होगा, cows and different kind of animals that are smuggled from Bangladesh towards India. Then there is smuggling of drugs, there is fake Indian currency that is coming from Bangladesh, right? Fake medicines or, you know, illegal supply of such goods from India to Bangladesh or from Bangladesh to India. So that creates lot of security issues for both the countries. So सबसे पहला issue है the porous borders that exist, that still exist between the two countries. ठीक है, दोनों को बॉर्डर गार्डिंग में बहुत यू नो एफिशिएंसी इंक्रीज करने की, पर्सनाल इंक्रीज करने की ज़रूरत है, बिकॉज द बॉर्डर्स आर प्रोवाइडिंग वे टू लॉट ऑफ इलीगल एक्टिविटीज़ mentioned here, right? So that is the first issue between the two nations. The second is the river water sharing. As I told you earlier, the two countries have 54 transboundary rivers. 54 transboundary rivers, that means 54 rivers pass through both the lands. India और बांग्लादेश दोनों share करते हैं 54 rivers, right? So some of these rivers, अब जब sharing है there can be disputes also. So on some of the rivers the issues are resolved, but on many rivers the issues are still existing. You can see in this map also, there is Teesta, Meghna, Yamuna. There are various rivers that are running through India and reaching Bangladesh. So in rivers के water को share करने पे भी conflicts arise between the two nations. And the most important river water sharing conflict between the two nations is, can you tell me what is that river that is the most disputed between the two countries, where we have, you know, failed to provide a solution till now? We have been discussing it for years, but the solution to that river water sharing problem has not been found yet. Yes, Shreya, Tika and Abhishek, you are right. So the Teesta river water sharing issue is the most dominant one. ठीक है, बहुत सारी रिवर्स है जिस पे इश्यूज सॉल्व हो चुके हैं. फैनी पे गेंजिस वाटर ट्रीटी है, फराका बैरेज वी हैव कंस्ट्रक्टेड. ऑल दोज आर पॉजिटिव स्टेप्स टू रिजॉल्व द इश्यूज, बट देर आर सम एरियाज लाइक तीस्ता रिवर वेयर द इश्यूज स्टिल एग्जिस्ट, कि इसके वाटर को कैसे शेयर किया जाए, उस पे इशू अभी भी सॉल्व नहीं हो पाया है. सो दैट ऑल्सो क्रिएट्स एन इरिटेंट बिटवीन द रिलेशनशिप ऑफ टू कंट्रीज, राइट? द थर्ड इशू इज ट्रेड डेफिसिट. अगेन मैंने आपको बताया कि दोनों कंट्रीज के बीच में ट्रेड बहुत ज़्यादा है. बांग्लादेश इज़ वन ऑफ द लार्जेस्ट लीडिंग ट्रेड पार्टनर्स in the South Asian region. But the issue is that Bangladesh imports a lot from India, around $16 billion it imports, while it exports only worth around $2 billion. ठीक है, बेचता सिर्फ 2 बिलियन की चीज़ें हैं, $2 बिलियन की, बट खरीदता ऑलमोस्ट $16 बिलियन के अराउंड है. सो इससे क्या होता है, द economic dependency of Bangladesh on India is very high. So this trade deficit also creates a concerning situation for Bangladesh, right? So this becomes the next irritant between the two countries. Please make a note on all these points. You can use this in your answers and get maximum marks, right? Then the next irritant is Chinese role in Bangladesh. As we all know that China is trying to spread its tentacles to different Southeast Asian and even other Asian regions. So this creates lot of concerns for India. जैसे कि श्रीलंका के हम्बनतोता पोर्ट पे China has acquired a permanent right for 99 years, right? So उस तरीके से by using money it is trying to buy important locations in different nations. Now the increasing role of China in Bangladesh, the increasing closeness between China and Bangladesh also creates lot of concerns for India. ठीक है, तो you can say the increasing investments of China in Bangladesh, the increasing bonhomie between the two countries, this also raises concerns for India, and that also impacts India Bangladesh relationships. ठीक है, इनकी क्लोजनेस से इंडिया और बांग्लादेश की दूरियां बढ़ती हैं, राइट? जितना ज़्यादा बांग्लादेश चाइना पे डिपेंडेंट होता जाएगा उतनी उसकी इंडिपेंडेंट सोवरेन डिसीजन मेकिंग की कैपेसिटी कम होती जाएगी, एंड दैट इज अ कंसर्न फॉर इंडिया. Although Bangladesh is trying to balance the two relationships very well, and also it's not that naive like Sri Lanka to lose its sovereign rights. Bangladesh is emerging as a strong economy, a strong country, a stable nation. So they tend to perform their relationships very well, but still the increasing role of China and Bangladesh is a concern for India, right? So that is the next irritant. Then Rohingya refugees. If you do not know about Rohingya refugees, please read about them a little. जो अभी beginners, अगर there are some beginners who are listening to this video, you will get to know about them because they are so much in news. थोड़ा पढ़ लीजिए, म्यांमार के एरिया में से ये emerge होते हैं. So they are running from the prosecution that they are facing in Myanmar, and they are reaching majorly to Bangladesh. तो बांग्लादेश में बहुत ज़्यादा रिफ्यूजी प्रेशर बांग्लादेश इज़ फेसिंग, बिकॉज ऑफ विच बांग्लादेश requests various nations like India and even China to take strong measures against Myanmar. But अब इंडिया के भी strong relations है Myanmar के साथ भी. India does not want to affect its relationships with Myanmar. So that is why India cannot take any strong action. बट फिर वो रोहिंग्या की प्रॉब्लम बांग्लादेश के लिए बहुत बड़ी होती जा रही है, जिसकी वजह से भी बांग्लादेश थोड़ा परेशान रहता है दैट इंडिया इज़ नॉट टेकिंग एनी स्ट्रॉन्ग मेजर्स. ऑल्दो टू सम लेवल इंडिया हैज़ ट्राइड टू सॉल्व बांग्लादेश कंसर्न लाइक बाय प्रोवाइडिंग एड, बाय प्रोवाइडिंग मनी टू द रिफ्यूजीज दैट आर देयर इन बांग्लादेश, बट दिस इज ऑल्सो अ इरिटेंट बिटवीन द टू कंट्रीज. Finally, the Citizenship Amendment Act, जिसके थ्रू इंडिया इज ट्राइंग टू आइडेंटिफाई द नॉन इंडियन सिटीजन्स और नॉन इंडियन पीपल दैट आर लिविंग इन द असम एरिया. सो उससे भी Bangladeshis are feeling that it is an act that is targeted against some religious community. So that also creates issue. The passing of this act has also created lot of disappointment among Bangladeshi people. Right, so this is again a very serious issue. And finally, illegal migration. बहुत से लोग बांग्लादेश से इंडिया की तरफ आते हैं for various kind of opportunities, and many of them come through illegal means. Illegally they come to India. As I told you, borders जो हैं they are not completely secured or guarded. So through these porous borders, lot of illegal migration also happens, and this illegal migration creates stress on the resources that India has. Limited jobs है, limited food है, limited land है, limited water है इंडिया के पास. अब अगर बाहर से illegally लोग आएंगे, India will not be able to serve the resources well to its own population. So इस illegal migration की वजह से इंडिया की population also suffers, because of which they start acting against the illegal migrants. ठीक है. So that illegal migration also creates security threats and local domestic threats for India. So ये भी एक important issue है दोनों countries के बीच में, right? Please try to remember all these points carefully. These are very important. India Bangladesh पे कोई भी question आए, you should be able to write about these points. These are very important points. Right. Now इन issue को resolve करने के लिए इंडिया क्या कर सकता है? सबसे पहला step that India can take to resolve these issues is to boost connectivity. Right? We want to boost our connect to Northeast. We also want to boost trade with Bangladesh, investments into Bangladesh. We also want कि Bangladesh grow करे, so that the illegal migration can also be checked. Right? For all that, we need to create connectivity between India and Bangladesh through rail, through road, through water, through digital platform. ठीक है. सो जितनी ज़्यादा कनेक्टिविटी होगी उतना ज़्यादा फ्लो ऑफ ट्रेड एंड पीपल पॉसिबल होगा, जिससे बहुत सारे जो इश्यूज हैं इंडिया और बांग्लादेश में वो सॉल्व हो पाएंगे. इलीगल माइग्रेशन कुड बी सॉल्व्ड, द ट्रेड डेफिसिट कुड बी सॉल्व्ड, बांग्लादेश विल इमर्ज एज अ strong economy providing lot of business to India. Bangladesh will be able to provide connect between India, mainland India and the northeast India, right? So बहुत तरीकों से connectivity can solve lot of issues for both the nations. So the first effort of the two nations should be to boost connectivity between the two in various ways possible, right? The second issue emerges from border, क्योंकि बॉर्डर्स जो हैं वो सिक्योर नहीं किए गए हैं पूरे एरियाज में से. सो इट इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट दैट वी फोकस ऑन बॉर्डर सिक्योरिटी बाय फेंसिंग एज मच एज पॉसिबल, पुटिंग फ्लड लाइट्स. ठीक है, रात को देखने के लिए डिफ़िकल्ट टेरेन में देयर शुड बी प्रॉपर लाइटिंग एंड ऑल दैट शुड बी अवेलेबल. देन वी कैन ऑल्सो यूज़ बॉर्डर मैनेजमेंट टेक्नोलॉजी, जैसे कि बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एक इनिशिएटिव लॉन्च किया गया है इंडिया के द्वारा टू फॉर मैनेजिंग इट्स सम ऑफ इट्स बॉर्डर्स. सो दिस टेक्नोलॉजी, कैन यू टेल मी द फुल फॉर्म एंड द components of this, right? This initiative, CBIMS, full form and components of this initiative. This can also be in a full-fledged manner launched at the India-Bangladesh border, right? So this is the next initiative that can be taken. Then India needs to push investments. India already बहुत money put कर रहा है बांग्लादेश में, but going forward it is needed that more money is invested from Indian side to Bangladesh, ताकि बांग्लादेश की dependency is not there on China. ठीक है, बांग्लादेश wants to develop, it wants to grow, for which it needs capital, right? It needs money to put it in its development. There इंडिया नीड्स टू हेल्प, जिसके लिए इंडिया को अपनी FTIs इनटू बांग्लादेश बढ़ानी पड़ेंगी. स्पेशल इकोनॉमिक जोन्स इंडिया कैन एस्टैब्लिश, इंडिया कैन प्रोवाइड मनी फॉर ऑल द कनेक्टिविटी प्रोजेक्ट्स, right? So the increasing investments from India towards Bangladesh will also be again very helpful for the bilateral nations, right? अब उसके बाद joint working groups on illegal migration we can have, ताकि उस issue को amicably solve किया जा सके. And finally, we can always say that the kind of spirit we showed in 1971, when both the countries, the people of both the countries collaborated to solve the issue and give a independent Bangladesh, वो spirit हमें आज भी follow करनी चाहिए. The spirit of 1971 we need to follow to resolve all these issues that we have discussed, right? The motto should be cooperation to resolve issues. The motto should be cooperation. The spirit of 1971 should be revived between the two countries to create a strong relationship, right? So that is what the two countries can do. Now finally, as as I told you, Miss Sheikh Hasina, she visited India 5th to 8th September tak she was on visit to India. So there are many agreements that have been signed between the two countries. Some of them are mentioned here, जैसे कि कुशियारा रिवर की वाटर शेयरिंग पे अग्रीमेंट आया, right? 54 rivers है. Some of the issues have been solved, some are remaining from that. One is कुशियारा river, जिस पे अब फाइनली अग्रीमेंट कुछ डेवलप हो रहा है आफ्टर दिस विजिट, राइट. फ्लड वाटर की रिलेटेड इंफॉर्मेशन शेयरिंग को भी बूस्ट दिया जाएगा दो कंट्रीज के बीच में, राइट. देन training of Bangladeshi railway personnel will be taking place in India, that has been agreed to, right. Again energy security के sector में to help in ensuring energy security of Bangladesh, India will be helping them in the Maitri power plant, in the setting up of first unit of Maitri power plant, right. So इस तरीके से the next very important कोऑपरेशन विल बी इन द इकोनॉमिक फील्ड. अब अपने इकोनॉमिक कोऑपरेशन को बूस्ट करने के लिए द टू कंट्रीज आर ऑल्सो कंसिडरिंग क्लोजली लॉन्चिंग द कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव इकोनॉमिक पार्टनरशिप अग्रीमेंट. ठीक है, इससे क्या होगा, दे विल ट्राई टू रिड्यूस द ट्रेड बैरियर्स एंड ट्राई टू बूस्ट द इकोनॉमिक रिलेशनशिप, राइट. एंड देन Mujib scholarships have been provided by Bangladeshi government to Indian people. So these are some of the agreements that have happened. इनमें से कुछ important है जो आपको याद रखने चाहिए. This one you can remember, railway, this Maitri and this SEPA. Try to remember at least these 4 to mention in your answers. जब भी इंडिया बांग्लादेश पे question आए, you can always write that there are, there is lot of relevance of Indian side to Bangladeshis, and also there is role of relevance of Bangladesh for India. Security के लिए, North East connectivity के लिए, Act East policy के लिए India needs Bangladesh. ठीक है, and they both have been cooperating on various grounds, right? Political, economic, security, people to people ties, disaster management, space cooperation, different ways they are cooperating. Still there are some issues that are existing, like we discussed, porous borders, illegal migration, smuggling, right, security issues. There are many issues that are also there, but the two countries are looking for ways to solve those issues and emerge out as strong bilateral relationships, right. सो ये सारे पॉइंट्स यू कैन यूज इन योर आंसर. अब इंडिया बांग्लादेश पे कोई भी क्वेश्चन आए, यू हैव सो मैनी पॉइंट्स टू राइट इन दैट आंसर. ठीक है, प्लीज मेक नोट ऑफ ऑल दीज पॉइंट्स. जो भी अपडेट्स आते रहेंगे, कीप एडिंग देम टू योर नोट्स, राइट. CBIMS, it's a comprehensive, integrated border management system. इस तरीके से है. ट्राई टू सर्च ऑन इट, इट इज़ अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट इनिशिएटिव. इस पे क्वेश्चन भी UPSC मेंस में आ चुका है, सो यू शुड नो अबाउट इट, राइट. ट्राई टू रीड अबाउट इट. हाउ मेनी कंट्रीज हैव बायलैटरल रिलेशंस विद इंडिया? Rohit, there are lot of countries. India has relationship with almost all the countries of the world. ठीक है, तभी India will emerge as a great nation. So that was all for today's discussion. This is the question that you can write and submit on our website, as we are giving you this important initiative, Seize the Mains. Answer writing practice के लिए you can write an answer to this question and post it on our website. You will get it evaluated and you will also get the discussion on the question. I have discussed most of the points. Try to think about the points that we have discussed in this class and try to write this answer, right. Thank you so much for joining. If you have any doubts, you can post it in the comment box. We'll try to address them. Thank you so much for joining.